Yeah, now I'm live. Hello, everyone. Let me just add Cyprien here. Hello, everyone. My name is Vera. I'm a member of Change One's Live, and here I'm going to do a talk with Cyprien about the Dara project, which is a web app with Cyprien and his colleagues did for specifically for Change One's Live. Hello, Cyprien. How are you?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
Cool.
I was going to ask, do you want to introduce yourself a little bit more? Tell about what you do in uni, what
Yep.
is your degree?
Yep. So, hi, I'm Cyprien. I'm from France, and I study at Imperial College.
Yeah.
I study computer science there, and I just finished my second year.
Okay.
And yeah, as part of our course for our third term, we were given the opportunity to work with a client, and everyone in my group, we really wanted to work with a charity.
With a charity.
Yeah. So this is why really we reached out to Change One's Life to try and work with them and see what problems we could potentially solve, and it turned out quite well. So yeah.
And why Change One's Life? How did you guys found Change One's Life with so many other charities in the UK?
Yeah. Well, we got in contact with Ed Milson through a friend of mine called Giovanni. Yeah, and he was really excited about that charity and about Ed Milson. He said, there's a great young person there who could really help you guys. And then we started talking with Ed Milson a bit, and we realized this was the charity, and with all this passion and like the work they were doing was really inspiring. So we definitely really wanted to work with them. Yeah, we actually considered other charities, and we got into contact with them, but after meeting Ed Milson, it was clear that we were going to work with them.
So basically it was like when you saw the passion that Ed Milson has for the charity, you saw this is the charity that we want to work with.
Definitely, yeah. And also like understanding because it was in the early stages, we were looking at a lot of charities, but the more we understood about Change One's Life, and seeing the impact that they actually have, and like all those donations actually contributing and helping people's lives, then we really wanted to work with them.
I feel I get it. And also the other girls of the group, have you guys all have a lot of contact with Ed Milson at the beginning to get to know how is the charity? And all of them go like saw how Ed Milson is so passionate about the charity and how much impact Change One's Life does. And this was the main reason why you guys chose Change One's Life for the project.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Okay. What was, by the way, why is the name of what was the module that you guys had?
It's called Dora. It's called Dora is the name of our app, because we know that everyone in Angola speaks Portuguese.
Yeah.
So we wanted something that will resemble a word in Portuguese, probably, and we found out that doar is to donate. So
yes, donate in Portuguese.
Something similar. So there you go.
Okay, and then how did you guys? Could you explain a little bit more how the Dora web app works? What the web app does?
Yeah. Okay. So, well, about what it tries to do is to really help the charity manage their donations. The main problem we were trying to solve. And then how we go about it is actually quite interesting, because by talking a lot with Guilherme, actually, we realized that the way the charity was storing information about the donations that they were receiving wasn't very efficient, and we wanted to improve that. So then what we did is we actually thought, why not push all that work instead of having the charity to do all this, tracking of the donation and how much.
Let me just interrupt you for 1 second.
Yeah,
let me just change my internet.
Oh, yeah, you're back.
Can you hear me now? I'm back.
Yeah, no, it's working.
Good. I don't know. This internet is very bad, so I'm sorry.
No worries.
But let's keep going. Can you hear me well now?
Yeah, now I can. Yeah.
Can you see me well as well?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So you were saying the app basically it is to manage the donations.
Yeah. And so we ask the people who are donating to input more information about what they're donating, so that it helps the charity, because then we know ahead of time what's arriving. And then when you donate, you put a QR code on your donation box, so then they can just, people who receive it at the charity, they can just scan it and they know exactly where it is and what's inside that box.
Okay, so basically it's gonna make the work of the charity more efficient and quicker.
Yeah, definitely.
So they know exactly what it is in each single box. How did you guys identify the charity needed this such of help?
Yeah, so it wasn't easy it wasn't clear to us from the beginning. They didn't come to us and say, look, we want this app that does this exactly, which was actually really interesting for this project. And I think that's why it came out to be really successful in my opinion. Yeah, so everyone we spoke to had different, views and different problems. So, for example, Ed Milson, he said he wanted to try and expand the charity and reach out more to people. And then there was Guilherme saying, this donation, the storage and tracking the donation was quite hard, doing everything on an Excel spreadsheet. So then we had kind of two opportunities, one which was going more on a social media platform for Change One's Life, and another one was tackling the donations, which is the route we went down. And so yeah, that's why we really decided to go for the donations. Yeah, and actually the story is that in the first week we weren't really clear about what we were going to do for this project. And we did our pitch, and yeah, the lecturers at Imperial, they weren't clear on what our idea was, and they said, you're lacking precision, because we didn't have a fully developed idea by then. But one afternoon, I was sitting with my family on the sofa, and we're discussing it. And I said, oh, why don't you try have a QR code and try the donations? So then I went with the girls again and discussed it with them, and we took the idea from there, and it really evolved through time, and now it's becoming something that's solving a lot of problems at the same time.
Okay, so basically you guys were not sure which side you would go, if you would go for the donations or if you would go for more the social media platforms. And then on having a conversation with your family, you guys told the idea about the code.
Yeah. But you know what they say, when you're really relaxed, it was after a presentation, you get more creative, more ideas.
Yeah, definitely.
That definitely helped.
Yeah, so, definitely. Just talking with people, brainstorming, sharing the ideas. Yeah, definitely. But you also said when you spoke with Ed Milson said something like the different problems. When you spoke with Guilherme, he said another thing. So were different people from Change One's Life said different problems that they have, they had.
Yeah.
Is that what you mean? You spoke with people from the UK and people from Angola as well, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we did.
Do you remember anything that they said and you were like, actually the other guys also said the same? Have you identified if they actually were having the same problems, or was it different? Because the work that they do in the UK is not exactly, it is gathering all the donations, but in Angola probably they have more problems in terms of doing the inventory and checking out every single box. What is it inside?
So I guess the answer is that it wasn't clear that everyone had the same problem. So it wasn't a given that everyone was saying the same thing. They were seeing different aspects of the same process, which was the donation process.
Okay.
So now what we did is we tried to take each of their view and to see what we could do to kind of unite all of these different views of the same process. So for example, the people in the UK, they had they wanted to have more of a community and try and like reach out more to like to get more volunteers to help them. And also they spent like days putting all the donation into a container and make sure like it was arrived, etc. So then in itself, our app doesn't just focus on their problem and solve them, their problem, but it's kind of indirectly it helps, you know, and it helps on a lot of different places. So it doesn't only, so it helps like the charity with tracking their donations, because now they can know exactly what's in the storage in Angola or in the UK. But it also helps on the donor side level, on the charity communicating with donors. I remember Milson saying sometimes it would take him I think 10 emails, you know, or maybe even more, and many hours of being on the phone when people want to donate. What we hope with our app is we can bring more transparency, and it's more clear what the journey is when you donate. So maybe that would help in Milson on that side of thing as well.
Okay, so it is an easier process for both sides, for the person who is donating and for charity as well, receiving and having the inventory of the donations. Okay.
These are definitely the two big like stakeholders we're targeting. Our app is targeting, and we've focused a lot on change one's life, because this was our you know primary like concern and who we were trying to solve the problem for. But it's true that in the future we definitely are going to, you know, improve our app and consider a lot more the donor side of things to try and make a really valuable experience.
Yeah, having more features, adding more features to that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Do you have any ideas when would this be able to, like, when would you add more features to the app? Are you guys working on it now?
Yeah, I was working on it until 8 actually. With Ashara was helping me debug something I was having trouble with.
If you could share, what was it? If you could share with us.
What I was working on, it's nothing super exciting. Basically, at the moment, when you want to add a member, as a volunteer, you know, in the charity to use the app with you, you have already to. It has to be done by someone inside the charity, and you input their name and email, and that adds them automatically to the app. Okay. At the moment, it's and it generates so then you can log in with your email and a password. And before we basically generated a long, weird password, but now we're changing it so that it emails you a link so that you can set your own password. So it's easier for you when you want to create your account, basically.
Okay. Yeah. I was a bit interesting. Which program language did you guys use for this web app?
Yeah. Okay. So the front end we use React, which is basically a JavaScript library. And for the back end, we use Flask and Python. And the reason we use these is because it's simple. It was really easy to get started and to just, you know, get a lot of code there because we had a lot to build. So that's the reason we use those. It's just for simplicity.
Okay, that's fine. How did you guys manage the work within the team? Did you guys had like internal deadlines, or did you guys divide the tasks between you four?
So there's kind of two phases to our group management. There's kind of during uni time, which is just basically like under pressure and just doing as much work as we can. And every Friday we had an actual deadline with lecturers. So at this point, we weren't worried about having a really nice board where we could see like, oh, what we're doing. We just say working, you know, spending the whole day online. And we're just doing as much work as we could. And when something would arise, we just say it directly. But how it's happening now that we don't have like the university deadlines every week, we actually have like a really nice board and set up like properly, and we can track like everything, what's going on, who's doing what. So management is really good at the moment. Yeah.
Okay. I was going to ask you as well, during this project, during the time in uni as well, because you guys had did a lot, most of it during the uni time. What was the most challenging part of it? Maybe it could be like the coding. Maybe it could be how you guys would tackle both the donators and also the charity receiving it.
I think the most challenging part was once we've understood, which was already like a challenge itself, once we've understood the problem that they had, you know, and or for example, we built a feature and then they're not really happy with it, they don't really understand, you know, we had this update button which was updating some quantity in a box, and it wasn't clear when we presented it to people when we're demoing our app. So I think a big challenge was seeing that there was a problem and translating that into our code so that it would also make sense on our app. So basically the transition from the real world to the app world, and making sure that it's intuitive and makes sense, because what makes sense to us might not always make sense to someone who's new to the app. So I think that was like the most challenging one, was considering, you know, people who are new to it so that it was accessible to as many people as possible.
Okay. And did you guys had trials? Did people already use the app and gave feedback?
So we haven't deployed it into kind of production yet so that the charity can use it. It's definitely something we're working on at the moment, so that, you know, it's going to be available as soon as possible. But we have like test users who are looking to donate to the charity. There's definitely a friend from Microsoft who is raising money as part of a philanthropy project. He wants to donate tablets to change one life, and I think Edmilson showed us on a WhatsApp that there's like probably someone also wanted to give a football kit and footballs. So yeah, we definitely have people who want to use it.
Yeah, a lot. How was the feedback from the Microsoft philanthropy leader?
It was actually really positive. He really enjoyed it, and he said that he was wondering whether to use our app or to give to local like charities in London, but he chose our app because it was so much easier to use, and you would also like receive pictures of the impact the donation had, which was something important to him at Microsoft, to show the impact of like his donation.
Okay, I get it. So basically, I guess with the app, people is going to be more attractive to donate for Change One's Life because it's going to make their life even easier.
Yeah, and not only that, but also to receive pictures is a big difference that not every charity offers.
Yeah, receiving the
something that Change One Life already does, but I think with this app, it'd be easier for them to do it, and maybe even like send more pictures and videos and share more with the donors.
Yeah, that's gonna make like a more contact between the charity and the donators.
Yeah,
they're gonna
definitely
feel like it is a relation there in between.
Yeah.
It is not just like we are donating.
Yeah,
they're gonna see where the product is going to.
Yeah, that'd be a great thing to do if we can manage to create more of a community, you know, that you can join by donating. I think that have a really positive impact.
I was going to ask as well, and what about the most enjoyable time during the project so
that's
far?
very easy. That's very easy. It's definitely presenting to Edmilson and Cassia and Guilherme. It's showing them the progress we've made, and then they go, "Oh my God, this is so great! This is amazing!" And that was definitely the best part of the whole project. You know, seeing that we're actually helping someone and seeing like they're happy about the work we're doing. That was the best thing I could ever ask for.
That's very good. And how do you feel about being in uni in second year, and you guys are doing a project which is gonna make a very good impact on Change One's life?
I mean, I don't really know what to say. I mean, in uni, but like it doesn't matter if you're in uni or not. Really, like, you know, you just try and code something, and
Yeah.
if you have a good idea, it works well, then that's great. Yeah, I don't know.
Let me see if there is more questions over here in the comments. There is one here which says, I would like to know what kind of sustainable practice are you empowering people with?
Yeah, that's a good question, actually. I guess I've never really thought about it when we're working on the app, but actually that's a really good idea, in terms of donating your clothes, that you might want to throw away. Why not just donate them? So maybe there's something around that.
Consider, yeah, something to consider.
Yeah.
Will be the app available as well for, you spoke about Microsoft, but not just for companies, for anyone in general?
As in, like, to donate?
Yeah. Imagine
Yeah, absolutely.
everyone.
Anyone can be, like, individuals or companies or anyone. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, let me see if there is any other questions over here for you. If you guys have any question, feel free to ask. I'm not catching any.
Well, let me ask you a question.
Yeah, go on.
Have you seen our app at all, or did you get a chance?
I did saw the video that you guys did
Yeah,
for university.
So what do you think of it?
Honestly, it is very good. It is very good. You guys taught a lot. How would be, from my thoughts, how would be the easiest way of someone to donate? How the person who is donating would be in touch with the charity and see where the donation is going. There is like a track. The donation is in UK warehouse, the donation is in transit to Angola, the donation is in the Angola warehouse, donations being used in the event for children. So I feel like I could compare a little bit, kind of like an Instagram specifically for charity, for the Change One's Life, in between the person who's donating and the work from the charity. There is one question here which says, when will the app be available?
Well, sadly, I can't tell you exactly when it will be available. It's when it, I don't know, when we find the time to make everything work. We've asked the lecturer to, we've sent something to an Imperial College lecturer to ask if we could have a domain name that we could then, like, use. But yeah, I can't say exactly. Maybe a month, maybe less, maybe more.
Maybe a month less, more. Okay.
Yeah.
We will wait, but we'll definitely.
Yeah. But we're definitely, like, making sure that it's, we want like, once we say, oh, you can use it, it needs to be, perfect and all working really well, and everything needs to be easy and nice to use. So yeah, we want to make sure it's good before.
Okay, let me just, I have some more questions here. One question here, it is more about the Change One's Life. It is asking if Change One's Life, it is only focused in Angola. Change One's Life is basically, this I think I'm going to answer myself. It is from Teresa Cohen. So this Change One's Life is focused on Africa, not just in Angola, but also there is projects in Mozambique and South Africa. And yeah, I think that is it. I don't have more questions for you. If you guys have any more questions for Cyprien, just please type here. Do you have any more questions for me or for Change One's Life in general?
No, well, I'm sure I can think of one, but
Go on.
Yeah. Okay. So if you could add or remove a feature or change, what would it be, if any?
From the door, probably I would add a feature, could be you know, you guys could have one column for, I think you said about volunteers.
Yeah.
For volunteers, and also having the days where when they are available would be very good.
Oh yeah, okay. Yeah, yeah.
When they are available, because there is a lot of people who says I'm a volunteer and I want to help, but they are not available all the time, and also the location where they are available in which country.
Okay. Yeah.
Also, because like there is going to be it could be like donations from Portugal, from Spain. So if someone says I can get the donations from Spain or
Yeah,
from Portugal.
yeah, yeah.
There is one question from Edmilson.
Yeah.
Is it Cyprien? How was the presentation of the app at Imperial College?
It was done online actually over Zoom, and it was incredible. I think we all really enjoyed it, and it was a really good experience. And having such a good charity to back you up really made a difference, I think, compared to the other groups. So we actually came second out of I think 30 other groups.
30 other groups. That's
yeah,
very good.
Really good, yeah. And yeah, I loved it. I loved all of it.
Okay. So I think that is it. Thank you very much, Cyprien, for your time.
Yeah, no worries.
And next I'm gonna speak with the girls
in
the next
absolutely.
few days. Thank you very much. Bye.
Thank you. Have a good evening. Bye.
Bye.